Hi there, Aries. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Astrogirl. We're looking at May 23 through May 29, and it's a much better week for you this week because, of course, not only has Mercury, the communicator, moved direct, but we see the Sun in Gemini being joined by Venus, the goddess of love, in Gemini as well. And that's a huge boost. Gemini, of course, is an air sign, fire and air, gets along, and it's your third house of communication, planning, and social swirl. Just to let you know, however, Venus in Gemini can be emotionally detached. So if you're in a new relationship and you feel as if you're not getting enough back and forth, or you're not as in it as you would like to be, or the guy or girl you're seeing isn't either, maybe it's just a playtime, a fun time, but not necessarily going to be a long-term match. So don't get too caught up in something that may have no real long-term consequence. Now, following on from Sunday's full moon in Sagittarius, many of you are thinking about traveling and about going overseas to maybe work, to maybe check out places to move to, whether you want to retire or whether you just simply want a change of scenery, whether it's the US, whether it's Europe, whether it's New Zealand. There are so many wonderful places in the world, and I often find it interesting how certain signs, Scorpios, for example, are prone to living in one place, as in born in a house and then stay there. And when their parents pass on, they take that house and then pass it to their children. I've met many Scorpios like that. And I think it's that possessiveness that they like their house and that's where they're going to stay. And they live in the same house, in the same street, in the same place. Whereas Aries are known for being adventurers and for moving around and for trying different things, even if you go for 6 months. It's so easy now with the internet and with Airbnb and, staying in hotels and paying a fortune and not really getting to see how the locals live has become a thing of the past, and we're all a lot better off for it. Now, just so you know, your ruler, Mars, the planet of energy, moves backwards into Scorpio, and for the next 4 weeks is going to be transiting your eighth house of joint financial ventures and financial issues, and also intimacy. So, this is definitely a time if you have money invested with your partner or with someone else, that you need to make sure that everything's A-OK and that the other person involved isn't getting too ahead of themselves, and that you know what's going on every step. Have a great week, Aries. Great speaking to you, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week.